there, wizards and witches. Ever found yourself lost in a chest of summon cards, unsure which one to summon next? Or maybe you've been eyeing those legendary creatures like a kid in Honeydukes, wishing you could have them all, but not sure where or how to use them? Well then, hold on to your wands because today we'll be discussing the legendary summon cards. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll be able to pick which legendary summon card suits your playstyle best.
First is Piertotum Locomotor. This legendary summon card summons 2 statues that attacks every opponent and their allies. The statues automatically taunts any companion or summon in the opponent's field. It also has a 99% damage reduction when taunting enemies. The Piertotum Locomotor card is a hard card to beat if you don't have Sectum Sempra or Confringo in your deck. It's an annoying card to face but very useful to use. It's better to use it in decks with Albus Dumbledore, Newt, or Hagrid Echo. It's still a good card to use with other Echoes because its high health and damage reduction ability makes it amazing at defense. While the opponents are distracted with the statues, you can just blast spells at them.
Antipodean Opaleye. This dragon deals high AoE damage as it breathes fire on enemies. Though it has lesser health than Piertotum Locomotor, its damage is enough to take a chunk of the opponent's health. It's a good card to use with Newt or Hagrid Echo in order to fully maximize the Echo's abilities and the card's abilities.
Phoenix, or as you'd like to call it, Fox. Once you summon Fox in the field, it will continuously heal ally units at the expense of its own health. Once it dies, it will reincarnate 3 times before returning to your hand. It's a card best to use with the Harry Potter Echo since it will make it easier to go through the remaining cards in your hand, fully maximizing the Echo's ability to power up 3 or less MP cards. It's a good card to use with other Echoes since, well, who doesn't want any healing?
Moving on, Fiendfyre. After summoning Fiendfyre, a snake-like form of fire, it attacks enemies and when it defeats them, the Fiendfyre increases in size. When the Fiendfyre defeats 12 opponents in total, it can attack 3 opponents at once. It's a good card to use using the Hagrid Echo since Hagrid will enhance the highest cost summon's attack speed by 50%. You just need to make sure that your Fiendfyre doesn't die easily and it will bring great frustration to the enemy.
Norwegian Ridgeback. How do I put this? This is the most annoying summon card that ever existed in this game. At least from an opponent's perspective, okay? This card summons a Norwegian Ridgeback egg at 40% health. The egg gradually replenishes its health at 3% per second, but this can be hastened using healing spells like Essence of Dittany or Episki. Once the egg reaches 100% health, it cracks and the Norwegian Ridgeback attacks random enemies 3 times and deals AoE damage. It's a good card to use with the Newt, Hagrid, or Neville Echo. When it's in the opponent's field, you just pray to God it doesn't hatch and bombard it with high attacking spells so as to make the egg leave the field as soon as possible. Once the egg hatches in the opponent's field, you are doomed because it has almost as high or higher HP than Piertotum Locomotor, making it harder to defeat.
The Golden Snitch card is very easy to use. Once you summon the Snitch, it will move randomly in the battlefield. Every movement makes it lose its health. In exchange, it gives the owner 1 movement card and 1 MP. Once its health falls below 50%, you or your teammate can catch the Snitch, which will automatically grant 3 movement cards and 1 MP. You can use the Golden Snitch with any Echo, but it's best to use with a Dobby Echo, which maximizes movement cards. Dobby can turn every other movement card into an apparition card.
Finally, the Chinese Fireball. This baby dragon will follow the summoner around. Whenever you or your teammate hit the opponents and their allies, the Chinese Fireball will cough up fireballs at the same opponent. It has a charge bar that fills up every time the dragon hits an opponent. The charge bar fills up after 5 hits. Once the charge bar is filled, the Chinese Fireball will randomly target an opponent and deal great AoE damage before leaving the battlefield. There is really no other way to dodge this card if the opponent uses it against you, but using Protego or Protego to Talum at the right timing might help. This card is best to use with decks that maximize multiple hit spells or summons like Thunderstorm, Atmospheric Charm, or Monster Book of Monsters. So you can use it with any echo really.
That's it for today's video, guys. Did you find a legendary summon you like? Personally, for me, it's the Piertotum Locomotor. Since it's the first legendary summon I got, it kinda grew on me, and the defense is very useful in battle since I'm an attacker when it's top wizard, and healer when it's duo duels. What about you, Wish?
Personally, for me, it would be the Chinese Fireball Dragon because it reminds me of Colby. That rare interaction with Colby that I got from the previous season. It's just memorable and it's very useful too. I use Luna and Hermione a lot as my echoes, and I always carry the Chinese Fireball with me because whenever I attack, it helps me attack the opponent as well. So who wouldn't say no to Chinese Fireball? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and tap in the notification bell so you'll get updated on our next videos.
Also, if you want to watch more videos about Harry Potter Magic Awakened, feel free to watch this video we shared about the Harry Potter deck. We'll probably make a video about Neuter Hagrid in the future.
If there's anything you want us to cover about the game, feel free to comment them down below. Until then, this is Wish.
And I'm Kaz.
And we're logging off.